This Vancouver Canucks franchise needs a complete rebuild, and here is why. Hello guys, and welcome back to Grav Spicy Takes. This week we're taking a look at the Vancouver Canucks and why a almost complete teardown of the franchise is needed for their success. Now I know you may be thinking, a full rebuild? The Canucks are still a pretty decent team, but that is exactly the problem. The absolute worst position to be in the NHL is mediocre, and really since 2011, besides a fluke second round run in the 2020 bubble, the Vancouver Canucks have been mediocre, depressing, underperforming, and below expectations, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. And with the 12-13-3 Canucks, who are 24th place in the NHL, the alarm started to sound when Bo Horvat released a statement regarding his trade rumors surrounding him and a potential deal at the trade deadline. If your captain is making a statement and putting it publicly about trades, it's not exactly the greatest sign. And I think the Bo Horvat situation is interesting for the Canucks because now they're at a complete crossroad. They can either continue to go in this delusional direction that they believe they can be a playoff team and be a competent one in the future and continue to possibly waste the primes of Elias Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, and other players like Thatcher Demko, or they can trade Bo Horvat, start to go in a more retooling direction at the very least, and hopefully build back up that prospect pool. To me, there is one direction that is clearly correct and the direction the Canucks should go in. But to me, one of the main reasons why I think the Canucks should go in a pretty big rebuild here is the cap situation. There are so many players on this team that are making way more money than they should. You got some pretty obvious ones. You got Oliver Ekman-Larsson making $7.2 million for the next 5 seasons. And even at some points of his Canucks tenure, he's been confident enough. He's still nowhere near been good enough for a $7.2 million contract. And especially this year has not looked all that competent whatsoever. You got other players like Tyler Myers making $6 million for this year and next. You got Brock Besser at $6.65 million for 3 years. You got Connor Garland with $4.9 million. He has been a bust lately for the Canucks. You got so many contracts that just aren't living up to expectations, and that's really bloated the Canucks cap situation and bloated up a team that should just not be in this position. It's kind of like the Montreal Canadiens, but to a worse extent, that this team, this mediocre team, is this close to the cap and this strapped to make moves. But to me, the solution is clear. You build around Elias Pettersson, you build all around Quinn Hughes while both of them are 24 and under, and make sure that the future of this team is actually a competent one. Because as of right now, if they continue to stall and continue to accept mediocrity, that's exactly what they're going to be, and they're going to look back and have wasted the primes of 2 extremely elite players. And this wouldn't even be much of a problem if that prospect pool wasn't so bad. They traded a bunch of picks over the years, and even the players they have picked haven't really turned into anything. They have one of the worst prospect pools in the entire NHL right now, and even though some of that is because of some guys graduating, at the same time it just hasn't been good. And if you're a team that wants to start contending, you got to have a prospect pool and you got to have cheap young guys that come onto the roster, and right now they just don't have that many guys that can step in and be NHL players in the future, which will really make that contending status hard to achieve. And another great reason why they could go complete rebuild is that these next couple of drafts are looking fantastic. If you're able to get a first-round pick for Bo Horvat, if you're able to get a first-round pick for maybe Andrei Kuzmenko and Luke Schenn combined, you could have 3 pretty solid first-rounders in a stacked 2023 draft. And to me, this is exactly the point where the Canucks should go in that rebuilding direction. You have a great draft with some great top-end guys, and to me, I think the Canucks should take advantage. Offload as many people as you can, even this trade deadline, starting off with players like Horvat, Kuzmenko, and Luke Schenn. Starting there, completely tearing it down, and getting a new fresh start, because that's, to me, what this Canucks team needs. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys agree and disagree with my spicy take this week, and let me know in the comments as well, what do you guys think the Vancouver Canucks should do? Should they ride the course? Should they keep going? Should they re-sign Bo Horvat? Do you think this team is good enough to contend? Or should they rebuild? Should they retool? Who should they trade? Let us know down below. Of course, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share the spicy take with your friends online, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Have a great one, and goodbye.